Hey everyone, I'm Modi Yasir, and welcome back to the fourth Binary Golf Devlog. It's a mini golf game where you hit all the targets to unlock the hole. Use trick shots or the special abilities you get from the targets. If you're new here, make sure to check out the previous devlogs to catch up on our journey. Today we're diving into something super exciting, secrets. What type of secrets? And how to implement them. Let's get started. First off, what kind of secrets should I add? Well, the first thing I thought of was secret treasures, like those rare items that are hidden from view or tricky locations. So I'll open up Blender, which is my preferred program for 3D modeling, and design a 3D coin. Then I'll design a texture for it. I'm thinking of making it gold with a sticker in the middle, looking like this. Now we have the coin. I imported it to GameMaker, but it doesn't look good. So I messed around with the shader for a bit to make it shinier, and here is what it looks like. Yeah, this is looking better. I put them behind walls, or hard to reach places. But still, what do you get out of them? I haven't exactly thought of anything right now. Maybe I'll add a secret shop later where you can purchase items using these coins. Another secret I should add is secret routes, hidden paths or shortcuts that players can find. Think of Super Mario World or Donkey Kong Country 2. But how exactly do I add an alternative exit for a mini golf game when you can freely move the camera around and you must get all the targets for the hole to spawn? I figured the best solution to be odd targets. Basically, if you get a specific target to be the last target standing, a special hole spawns at that target, which leads to the secret hole. The odd targets behave in a different and kinda obvious ways, like this. This rotates counterclockwise, while the other rotates clockwise. This is the progression layout of the first course. You start from hole 1 and end up with hole boss. Here you can see the secret route starts at hole 4, and if you succeed at this hole, you skip to hole 8. But if you fail, you go to hole 5. So to put this in practice, this is hole 4. If you manage to find the secret hole, you go to hole S1. If you succeed in this hole, you go to hole 8, skipping holes 5 to 7. But if you run out of strokes, you go back to hole 5. And finally, there are Easter eggs. These are fun references or jokes hidden in your game. They can be nods to pop culture or another game made by the same developer. But these will be added later for my game. These are all nice secrets, but I want more. So let's take inspiration from one of my favorite childhood games, Grunts. It's an old puzzle strategy game where you command these little grunts to get the warp stone to the king. There is more about this game that I honestly could make a separate dedicated video about this game. Anyway, the two major secret keys in this game are the secret warp and the mystery switch. The secret warp triggers whenever Grunt stands in a specific spot once. This warp will open up for a certain amount of time until it despawns. If a Grunt steps on it, they teleport to an otherwise unreachable location, where the warp relocates for a return trip. This area usually contains a challenging treasure, with a reward of many coins or a letter. We'll talk about this later. The trigger event for this warp is usually hinted at in a subtle way. It won't come back again, by the way. So I added the secret warp and the trigger event for it. But how would it look like, you might ask? I took a black hole animation from one of my unfinished games and slapped it in there. I'll have to one day remake this model. I saw this. I want to make something like this, but I'm not good with shaders. If anyone can tell me how something like this is made, please tell me in the comments. The mystery switch, or the secret switch as the game calls it, is this question mark switch. Watch what happens when you step on it.
That's good. That's what I'm talking about. Ay, ay. Si, senor. Senorita. Okie dokie. Ay, ay. Alrighty then. That's good. Got it. Ay, ay. Senorita. Okie dokie.
Honestly, I like it more than the secret warp. Now let's make this switch. First, I already have a switch for other purposes, but this will be different. This is the texture for the secret switch. Now onto what it actually does. Basically, the switch is only altering the map of the game. This game has a 2D grid map, and my game has a 3D grid map, so they are basically the same thing. So the switch will change the ID of multiple grid cells in a timeline. For example, here is a simple 10 by 10 grid map. Each cell has a value or ID, and this is the switch timeline. If you press the switch, the timeline starts, changing grid values along the way, but when it ends, everything goes back to normal. I create the timeline from the course file itself. I'll make it possible to edit this in the course editor in the future. Let's put this to the test. I wanted to make the sound different like this. Let's go. But I honestly didn't like it more than the original. Please tell me in the comments about what you think is better, or suggest another sound if you like. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. The rewards are still the same, either some coins or the secret letter. Now, I've been talking about this secret letter. What exactly does it do? In grunts, collecting the 4 letters in the 4 stages of a zone give cheat codes. But I found this to be underwhelming, so I still put the letter for binary golf too. But the reward is unlocking extra courses. It's basically the same course layout, but the obstacles are harder. Kind of like Kirby's Dream Course extra courses when you finish the game. There's nothing special about how it looks, it's just a letter. If you're excited about the game, I'll be releasing a demo of Binary Golf soon. So make sure to wishlist it on Steam to be among the first to try it out. Your support really helps me out and keeps you in the loop for all the latest updates. You can find the link to my Steam page in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more of my game development journey, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.